Was good, y'all? Rich Sosa back in a building. And now before we get any further into this video, I just want to go ahead and say thank you, God, for another day and another opportunity. Shout out to the Rich family for coming through and showing y'all support. But as y'all can see from the looks of the title and the screen, I am going to be bringing y'all a lot of new info on NBA 2K23. But before that, y'all already know what y'all need to do. Be sure to hit that sub button if you're new. Turn on post notifications to join the Rich family. And don't forget to hit that like button. Now to get started, let's go ahead and check out this tweet from Uncle Demi. Update, the builder is insanely balanced. No more demigod builds. Now shortly after this, Uncle Demi did delete this tweet. Now, I'm telling y'all, this is a huge sign that what we're going to be seeing in NBA 2K23 is definitely much different from 2K22 as well as 2K21. Now, the next-gen builder on both of these systems really changed the way that we looked at builds. Now, we also have another tweet sent out to Mike Wang from Akima Olajuwon. What builds do you expect to do well early in NBA 2K23? Mike Wang replied, early will usually favor the bigs. Lots of bricks are going to go up, which means a lot of easy boards and some putbacks. Now, but once the people get some reps in and their ratings up / badges, it'll even out pretty quickly and slashers should have a good year also. Now, with all this information, this is being told right now, the best builds to make and find success in Season 1 of 2K23. Glass cleaners, builds that can shoot like pure sharpshooters, possibly even bigs that are going to be able to post up. Now, from Cesar, we also had another tweet saying don't be afraid of an adjustment period when you first get the game. It's natural to want to play it like 2K22, but it's not that game. Don't expect to be great immediately, let it breathe. Now, I'm telling y'all right now, builds that are going to find the most success starting out 2K23 will be builds that are going to be specialized like pure sharpshooters, possibly even pure playmakers, pure glass cleaners. Builds that are solely great at doing one thing are going to have the best chance of finding success. Now, shortly after all of these tweets came out, Uncle Demi went ahead and dropped a video. These popular builds in NBA 2K22 will be trash in NBA 2K23, and here's why. Now, a lot of info going into that video. If you want to watch it, go ahead and search it up, but I'm telling y'all, what he talked about in the basis of that video is the builds that we're normally seeing this year as well as last year. Look at the badge counts that we're able to get: 10, 40, 41, and 9. Now go ahead and think of this build, but cut in half and even a little bit less when it comes down to the badges that we're able to get. Now with that being taken into consideration, that means we're going to have more balanced builds. Yes, there's probably going to be a few well-rounded that we will see throughout the year, but as far as for the badge counts in total themselves, you're really going to have to be specific with how you want to create your build. Now here is another screenshot from this year. So as you can see, the highest tier of a badge being Hall of Fame is going to cost 6 badge points. That's for 2K22. Going into 2K23, Uncle Demi did confirm the highest tier of a badge is going to cost 8 total badge points. So with our total badge count being cut in half now, as well as the badges themselves costing more points, we're really going to have to be very specific with how we create our builds, because one minor adjustment can really change the way that you're able to use and look at a build. Now, we're going to go ahead and look at a few examples of builds that we're able to make this year, then compare to what the actual builder system is going to be looking like so I can give y'all an idea. So right here we have a build that's 6'9", 7'4" for the wingspan, but look at the three-pointer and the mid-range. So essentially, we have a maxed out wingspan. We're able to shoot just as good as any other build. We're still able to dribble, being that we're 6'9". Then for the contact dunks, these are still going to be there, and the defense is elite. Physicals are super overpowered, and yes, this is probably a guard build considering what we're going to be able to do as far as the animations, but being a 6'9" build with all these things equipped, not going to be possible in NBA 2K23. Now that is confirmed by Uncle Demi. We're going to be looking back on these kind of builds, saying how we could have created demigods back then, but going into the new year, you're really going to want to go ahead and create a specialized build. Now what that means, pure sharpshooter, pure playmaker, pure glass cleaner. Now these are all builds that are focused on what they are good at, grabbing boards, shooting, as well as handling the ball. Now these are going to be the highly favored builds starting out the new year, but here's another screenshot of a build from this year. 5'10", but we have essentially with boost, a 99 pass accuracy, ball handle, speed with ball, speed, acceleration, as well as our stamina. Now let's just go ahead and say we try to create a build like this in NBA 2K23. Let's say we start out by maxing out our playmaking and the shooting. You're going to be able to do that probably, but once you go ahead and try to throw some into your physicals as well as your finishing, cut this in half and that's what the build is probably going to be looking like. Now all of my information is coming from creators who were at 2K Community Day. Now the biggest thing that you have to take from this video, you're not going to be able to make builds that we are used to seeing in NBA 2K22 as well as NBA 2K21. Now I'm going to go ahead and show y'all an example of what we should be expecting the builder to be looking like, as well as probably a small guide of how you can go about making your first build going into the new year. So I'm going to go ahead and bring y'all a screenshot from 2K19. Now right here, we have a build that is a skilled player and focused on primarily the 3-point shooting for the first skill and second. Now right there, we do get Hall of Fame badges, 3 gold, a few silver, and a few bronze badges. Now this is going to be a huge key in what you should be expecting for the new year. So if you focus solely on your shooting, your build is going to be able to unlock tiers of badges that are going to be Hall of Fame as well as gold. But if you go ahead and try to switch one of your skills, let's just go ahead and say we make a playmaking sharpshooter. The tiers of badges that we're going to be able to get are going to be changed because we did change the 2 different skills that we're focusing on. So again, I'm going to show y'all a quick example and a screenshot of how that should be looking and what you're going to be expecting. Now, if you did play 2K19, you're going to remember all of these screenshots that I'm showing y'all right now. So as you can see, I did change my secondary skill to playmaking, and right there, we are not able to get Hall of Fame badges for just the shooting, but we are able to get more silver as well as gold. Now the same thing is going to apply if you were to change your primary skill. If you went with 2 playmaking skills, you're going to be able to get Hall of Fame badges, but for different areas of badges. Now, considering what this builder is looking like in 2K19, one thing that I feel like everybody should take from it is this. Look, as you can see, we did focus on upgrading the shooting and the playmaking, so that means we're able to get tiers out of these areas of this build that are going to be higher than if we were to upgrade areas, let's say for example, defense, rebounding, or even, let's just go ahead and say the slashing. Now if we were to focus on a different skill with this same exact build, the badges that we're going to be able to get will be changed as well as the tiers that come along with it. Now, I'm going to go ahead and get a little bit more into depth so you can get a better idea. So right here, this is a build that is focused primarily on both finishing for the primary and secondary skill. So right here, this is something what we should be expecting the 2K23 builder to look like. If you focus on solely upgrading your finishing, you can see clearly here, we're able to get Hall of Fame badges, posterizer, acrobat, teardropper, relentless finisher, and so on. Now, if you were to change one of the areas of this build that you're upgrading, you may be able to still get some Hall of Fame badges, but they're not going to be the highest tier of what you just had, or they may be completely different badges. Now, that's something that you need to take into consideration. So as you can see right here, I did change the secondary skill that I was focusing on. So going into 2K23, if you take that same exact build that we were focusing on just upgrading the finishing, if you go ahead and take a little bit away from the finishing, start upgrading the shooting, you're going to be able to get different badges unlocked as well as the tiers of what you're actually able to upgrade those badges to. So from 2K19, this is exactly how it worked if you change the skills that you focused on. The badges changed or either dropped in tiers. Now, that's really going to vary on how you want to go about upgrading your builds. But again, I feel like going into the new year, now that we have control of all of the attributes, that's going to play a huge factor in what build names we're actually able to get, as well as what builds are going to be the most effective. Now on the screen is a screenshot of a replicated 2K23 Myplayer builder system. Now this is exactly what we should be expecting for 2K23 and the new year. So like I said, from 2K19, On the screenshot right here, we have 2 to 3 different tiers that we're able to unlock depending on how much you upgrade your build. So for the finishing and defense on this build, we upgraded all 3 tiers because we did put a lot of our upgrades into these areas. But if you take into consideration taking away some of the stats from the defense and finishing, if you do that, the tiers may be dropped and we may not be able to unlock certain badges if you throw them into the shooting or the playmaking. But take this into consideration as well. If you upgrade the shooting and the playmaking, you may be able to unlock tier 2 or even tier 3 badges. But essentially, I hope I gave y'all an idea of what we should be expecting the 2K23 MyPlayer builder system to look like. But man, if you made it to the end, go ahead and comment down right now. What kind of build are you looking to make going into the new year? And what are you most excited about for the new builder system? But man, thank y'all for your support. Shout out to the Rich family. And again, I just want to go ahead and say thank you, God, for this day and opportunity. But with all that being said, y'all already know what y'all need to do. Be sure to hit that sub button if you're new. Now turn on post notifications to be a part of the Rich family. And don't forget to hit that like button. But with all that being said, man, I got one last thing to say. Rich out.